Hello, Facebook friends. Officials are just now getting ready to hold a news conference to update us with the latest information on that tragic storm that has already claimed 4 lives. It is. Thanks.
All right, thank you guys for being here tonight. Mayor Cara Spencer is going to give us an update on the current situation. Fire Chief Dennis Jankerson will then give us an update on fire department operations. Lieutenant Colonel Renee Kreisman will give us an update on police operations tonight, and then we will have Commissioner Sarah Russell give us an update on SEMA's operations and the storm cleanup. Like I shared with you guys in our first update, things are still rapidly developing. We are still processing information, so the things that we're sharing today may very well be different tomorrow. Speaking of tomorrow, we will be holding another update in the morning. That time is to be determined, but we do anticipate that this will be the last prepared update for tonight as the city continues to assess the situation. Mayor Cara Spencer.
Thank you all. I'll just say on the forefront of this that our city is grieving tonight. The loss of life and the destruction is truly horrendous. We just learned that the death toll so far has reached 5. And it truly is a hard night for many people and many families in our community. Over 5,000 homes, my understanding, have been affected, and as Mitch pointed out, we're going to have a lot of work to do in the coming days. There is no doubt there, but tonight we are focused on life, saving lives and keeping people safe, and allowing our community to grieve the loss of the folks that have suffered so far through this horrific storm. I want to say too that our first responders have stepped up in an incredible way from across the region. The first responders' response swiftly, comprehensively is really truly amazing. My hearts and thoughts are with everybody who's out there tonight working to ensure the safety and well-being of our communities. Thank you. In the coming days, I mentioned we'll have a lot of work to do, but again, we're asking folks tonight to please stay home, stay off the phones. We're struggling to keep the lines open. We're having cell phone issues, particularly in the areas most impacted. So stay off the phones if you can, and most importantly, stay home. To that end, we have implemented a curfew in the area affected in police districts 5 and 6, which will start at 9 o'clock, and that's really just to encourage people to stay home. We want to make sure that those folks whose homes, whose businesses have already been so badly damaged are not looted. We're asking folks to just continue to stay home. Again, our top priority is human safety, and we're asking folks who are in crisis, who are in need, to please dial 911 or 211 for help. Thank you.
Well, it's been a long afternoon. I'll reiterate what the mayor said. The quick response from the first responders in the entire St. Louis region, city and county, has been just amazing. It was slowed down a little bit. This was rush hour traffic on a Friday afternoon on a major thoroughfare, if you will, the way the tornado stepped in. Currently, we have made an initial sweep of the area. The second wave of first responders, which are all trained in special search operations using software that helps us identify every step they take in every building they inspect. We expect to complete a sweep of every building in the path by tomorrow morning. At this time, we have 17 search teams in place that are searching coordinated grid, if you will, that's reporting back to a command post so we can track everything that they do. They are searching with the police department, who's providing assistance in the entire area. We have at this time mapped the path of the tornado. We've got a very good idea of the path it took and the destruction that came after. At this time, like I said, this is going to be a very changing situation. It's very dynamic. Things move around. We had some old buildings in this area. As the mayor also said, we had several cell towers that were affected by this storm. We're gradually getting the cell phones back up and the cell service back up, so we're going to see some of the calls to increase. But like I said, we had a Region C is the area St. Louis is in, which is supported by, there's 42 different fire departments within this Region C collaborative, and there was a coordinated response, and that's what everybody's seen in that area right now. It is a well-coordinated response. So I'll provide an update as we continue on.
Good evening, everyone, and thanks for being here. Like the mayor and Chief Jenkinson has said, this has been a long day for everyone. Many neighborhoods that are impacted by this weather, and our officers are working closely with neighborhoods, with the fire department, and with our friends here at the Highway Patrol to ensure that people are safe. So again, we'd like to make sure that people know that they should stay home. Our calls for service have kind of changed. More from those emergency calls to check on the well-being of family members. Cell phone service is not good. So we are, if you have a relative that you would like us to check on, please call. Know that we are working hard to get to everybody, and we will do our very best to check on each home. We'll work with the fire department. We've teamed up with them, and we will continue our work throughout the evening and then into the night.
So again, to reiterate, life safety is our top priority. One of the things that I want to mention again is if transporting around the area, we ask people to limit that. If you are getting started early in the morning by the light of day to do cleanup, whether you're in the most impacted areas or other areas outside of that, please continue to use extreme caution. If you come across any down lines, treat those as though they are live. If you do smell gas, report either of those incidents to the appropriate utilities. We, from the City Emergency Management, are sharing information and numbers for AMR and Inspire for you to report those circumstances so that they can be addressed and checked out. What we don't want to see is further injuries coming from the cleanup and recovery phase. I do also want to add, if you have not subscribed to the Notify STL alert tool, please consider doing so. You can visit our city website, stlouis-mo.gov/notify-STL. We will be able to use that to share additional information that is incredibly pertinent following for recovery and cleanup. Once we start to look at debris management, we will try and share that information with you so everybody is aware of that. And then any other critical information that we can share with the public as we move into recovery, we will do that. We will also share that on our website and through our social media as well. So, we want everybody to please be safe, whether you're most critically in the path of what we presume to be a tornado or on the outside of that. Please be aware that we want you to be safe in all of those circumstances.
So we are going to open it up to some questions. Just keep in mind, things are still changing, so we may not have all the answers yet, but be assured that we're working to collect them. And I think that by the show of the people up here today, I think everybody can get the feeling that this is a team effort. With Highway Patrol, county police has reached out, county government's reached out, and we're incredibly thankful for that. We'll open it up for some questions. We'll give it 5-6 minutes. Is that okay?
Yeah, one of the questions I wanted to go ahead.
Why the sirens did not go off? A lot of residents have been asking about that.
We are going to look into that. Our priority right
Do you
now.
mind just stepping up to the podium for my phone, please? Thank you.
Sorry. We have been focused on life safety, and we are continuing to focus on life safety right now, but that will be looked into.
How many sirens didn't go off? What's your
That is still something that's being looked into.
some, but you don't really know the extent?
I don't have the information right now, no. As I said, we're focusing on the ongoing life safety issues.
They were test boarded yesterday. Was there any issues with the testing done yesterday that could have indicated potential issues for today?
No, and that testing was for engineers, but again, we didn't see any significant issues with that. We tested the sirens, I believe, 5 or 6 times over the course of the afternoon, and they performed as they should have.
What are the details on the curfew? Who does it affect and how long will it be in effect? Is it all of districts 5 and 6 or just part?
It is all of districts 5 and 6, yes. And again, we're not looking to really be harsh-handed on this. This is just an issue, a matter of public safety to try to keep folks home.
So,
I had asked you, is there any way you can,
Police
go ahead.
districts 5 and 6.
Right, but for people who don't know police districts, what can we,
It'd be
I do
north of
have the
Forest,
map.
north of Forest Park.
North of Forest Park, more or less, within the city limits.
And is it like everybody or just kids or?
It's everybody. We're asking everybody to stay home.
Okay, until what time
Till
tomorrow?
6 in the morning. 6 in the morning.
could you give us the circumstances surrounding the deaths of the 5 victims, any of them? Can you say anything about that?
I can't say anything about the individuals who lost their life today, not yet.
And I'd asked you this question earlier. What can citizens do to help?
Right now, the most important thing citizens can do to help is to stay off their phones unless absolutely necessary and stay out of the affected area unless absolutely necessary. We want to clear the roads for first responders, and we want to clear the lines for those experiencing emergencies.
Chief Jenkerson, you said, you talked about the mapping of what you think the path was. What did that look like to you?
It was like the area touchdown, the original touchdown was in Clayton, and we did have a report of a possible tornado on the ground, and then it skipped a couple blocks into Richmond Heights, and then clipped the corner of Forest Park, continued, I'll say, eastward, across the river, just outside of Fallon Park. Okay, we use an AI process, if you will, to determine path and ground effects, so we got a pretty good idea, which helps us set up our grids and how we're going to search areas, which is what we're doing now for the second time. So we'll continue that through the night. Path approximately, let's say, 3 blocks wide. But there is collateral damage on the outside of the actual path that we checked. We did do an aerial reconnaissance of the area, and as the mayor said, there is very significant damage because of this storm. This is a very destructive storm, and like you said, we've got about 5,000 parcels that have been damaged.
Two more questions.
You mentioned about a river by local Fallon Park. What do you mean by that? You said it skipped a river or something?
No, it's after it hit Clayton, it skipped into Richmond
No, I
Heights,
got
it skipped
you.
again,
Heard
and
that
it came
part.
into Forest Park.
Heard that.
Then went east and crossed the river into Illinois.
Oh, okay. And then it came back?
No, it
Fallon
kept going,
Park?
it kept going.
Chief, describe the process that's going on tonight. What are you doing? Who all is involved? How many people are involved in this?
Right now, we've got approximately 500 first responders in that area right now. It's part of what's called the Region C Mutual Aid Division. We train together, we practice together. And what they're using now is a system where each team member has basically a cell phone that's linked to a piece of software. As they inspect the building, they have statuses that they provide, whether the building total destruction, partially collapsed, and they can describe how bad the collapse is. If they happen to find somebody in that facility, they can hit on a button and say, we have 2 people who are going to house in place, or we need an individual picked up by an ambulance. That's being monitored by the command post at this time. So as they find circumstances that need additional assistance, that's relayed back to the command post. Automatically, equipment is sent out. Each team consists of 4 to 5 members with a police officer. And we've got 17 teams in the field right now, and they'll be going house to house all night long.
How many people were?
One more
How many
question,
people
and
were?
then one more question for Sean.
Lieutenant Colonel Priestman, are you concerned about the potential for looting in the areas that are affected?
So we've certainly had that conversation, and we've certainly had plans in place to address that. So we've used officers to assist with the fire department, but we also have plans for looting, high visibility, and undercover patrols as we move through.
Okay, guys, so real quick, and I think one other thing is that we still have other people that have been hurt in this, and so we are working closely along the fire department and the hospitals, as you can imagine, during the mass casualty situation. victims are going to different hospitals. So we have to start working on collecting that. We will work to do that, to provide you that number tomorrow during the update. But I do want to mention one thing about the curfews. Even in our command post, we have nails on the ground, and somebody could get hurt. And so the curfew is to protect people and then also protect their property. And that'll be in effect until 6 a.m. We will provide another update tomorrow.
Is there a large number of people hurt or?
Yeah, no, any estimate on how many?
We know that several people have been transported to the hospital. So thank you guys very much.
Thanks, Mitch.
Will it be here?
We will let you know.
Sir, Mayor. Sir.
The cell phone towers are affected. Thank you guys.
You've heard from the city officials, the mayor and others, basically giving us an update. The number now is at 5 people who are dead. 5 fatalities so far. Earlier it was 4, now it's 5. There are a number of people who are hurt. They are being taken to area hospitals. Officials would not give a number on the injuries, so we don't know how many people were hurt. They plan to have another update, I believe, tomorrow morning, no more tonight. But about 500 first responders are out tonight. Basically, they've got a systematic search for any potential victims that there might be. A lot of people involved in that, about 500 folks, trying to deal with the aftermath of this devastation that slammed into St. Louis. By the way, again, the mayor has declared a state of emergency. There is a 9 o'clock curfew that has been established. Basically, they want to keep people off the street, and they're also asking people to not make as much use of cell phones if you can, because they're having a lot of difficulty communicating, and so they say if people kind of get off their cell phones, that would also help their effort. It has been a long day and a tragic day here in St. Louis. 5 lives lost in this storm that's slammed St. Louis, and the search of the possible victims goes on. At least 500 first responders involved in that search. I'm going to keep you posted, my Facebook friends.